Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our preview for the Blacklist Season 8, Episode 18. This is entitled The Protean, the Protein. I don't know I don't know how to pronounce this.
I like how you pronounce it the same way twice right at
Well,
the beginning.
okay, there may be a slight, but I don't know. Let's go get that there protein. That's how we would say it back in Texas. But no, this episode, it's about an assassin. Spoiler alert, everybody. There's a very bad man on the loose on Friday's episode.
Yeah, and we all knew that it was on its way after Neville Townsend was basically like, you get an assassin, and you're going to get an assassin, and you're also going to die. Everybody going to die. Throw a Priya in there, too.
Neville is like the Oprah of bad guys.
That's right.
I think this is going to be a fun episode. We've seen the comments on a review. We have that linked in the description. A lot of you seem to be pretty excited about the direction that they're going at the moment.
Yeah.
Let's hope that continues. But before we dive into this preview and share theories aplenty, hit that subscribe button, because you know what? We are closing in on 50,000 at a much faster rate than Townsend seems to be closing in on killing anyone. So
we just hit 48,000. It's amazing. Thank you so much, everyone who has been subscribing and helping our channel grow. It's really cool.
If you do want to see what we were up to this weekend, which includes a combination of putting a tree in the ground and or Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Yes, I've been growing a lemon tree since a seed for the past 5 years at the apartment. Now there's a yard. So John Lemon, he is now in the ground. And we have pictures up at our Instagram. So Matt and Jess TV, you can go see John Lemon. And you can also see Matt's Mass Effect weekend.
Yes, good times.
That was Mountain Dew with vodka, some pizza, and a game.
Listen, we go hard here. And you know who else is going hard? The Protean. That's how I'm going to just assume it's actually pronounced.
Yeah, that's sort of how it's spelled.
So, okay, what we sort of know is that Townsend, he only goes after people if they're, stuck in a punching bag somewhere. He's not... I guess he kind of went after Anne or without all that sort of stuff, or went after Red there, but this is different. There's too many people he wants dead for him to be able to, go after all of them himself.
Yeah, we saw in the last episode, he is done with Liz, he's done with everybody, and he was, handing out the directives for people to be killed.
Yeah.
Like crazy. Everybody's getting one. So the whole task force as well.
So here's, I guess, what's kind of intriguing based on the synopsis. It's not the most rich synopsis we've ever seen in the history of this show, but the task force is apparently going to spring into action, which hopefully means that they don't screw everything up by trying to stop an assassin who's going after Liz. So clearly, they're still trying to protect Liz, even though she ate Aram's croissant and or a number of other terrible things.
Yeah, and I mean, this promo didn't give away a lot that we didn't already know. I mean, we saw the man who is the assassin getting ready to, chase her down, open her lock, go into her apartment, whatever is going to be going on here. And we have learned that it seems that Agnes is in danger too, which is, I'm sure, not a surprise to anyone, especially with Townsend being behind this, because what happened to him, he is now wanting to happen to everybody. So let's just say that the theory that Reddington actually is her dad, that if, Townsend also is then gonna kill Agnes in front of Liz, in front of Red, and then kill Liz in front of Red.
Yeah.
It's sort of that thing that everybody's going to die in front of somebody else.
Neville is clearly about that life of eye for an eye. I think that is very, very clear after looking at this. It feels more like he's both eyes for an eye, where if you do one thing to me, I'm going to do two things to you, and they're going to be worse.
Yeah.
And so I'm not... this is a very delicate dance for what I'm about to say.
All right,
because,
here we go.
I'm not... Okay, there's the delicate dance. I'm not happy...
The delicate dance is the kind of out-of-the-room dance.
Yeah, I'm going to dance my way out of the frame here, because,
right.
I'm not saying I'm happy that Agnes is in danger, because I'm not. Nobody wants to see, a kid in danger, but it feels like she has just sort of been, off in the distance forever, and Liz hasn't really faced too many repercussions for her. I'm gonna make sure I still have my daughter around me while I partake in these, horrendously dangerous things. This was bound to happen.
Yeah, Yeah, the whole plot with Agnes, I think, has been really frustrating to a lot of viewers out there because she had this baby and then Agnes was kind of given away for a while. We didn't know what was going on. Then she's back. Then she's handed over to Katerina, the neighbor she just met, and now she's done the exact same thing with Mrs. French, who I think is also Katerina. Like, it's just... I don't really get what is going on with Liz and her kid. It just feels like she wants to be there as a mom, but not really. Like, it's very strange.
Yeah, it's like she thinks that, I guess it's just she's trying to make sure history doesn't repeat itself, so she doesn't want to completely and utterly send Agnes away where she doesn't see her anymore. But the counterintuitive part of this is that maybe if Liz was like, okay, Aram, you really care for Agnes, I'm going to leave Agnes with you for a little while. Maybe that's still a little bit dangerous, but maybe less dangerous than staying with Liz.
Way less dangerous. If she had just been like, listen, this needs to happen right now, Aram absolutely would have been like, 100%, I'm here. Give me Agnes. I'll take the best care of her for right now until, like, you're done trying to kill people or working with someone who all they do is kill people. Like, it is strange. I was sort of like, oh, I'm going to send Agnes away for a while to protect her, and now I'm going to bring her back when I'm working with Neville, so that's better.
It's not better.
No, the writing around the whole Agnes thing has always been very thin.
Yeah, and it's thin right now, though I am hoping we do get to see another appearance from Mrs. French, as you alluded to, quite possibly the real Katerina. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I think, though, if this is the real Katerina, and we're just, casting this line out there with this theory you brought up, we need to see Mrs. Fringe a little bit more. It's sort of like all the theories that, maybe Ivan is a family member of Reddington or Katerina, or maybe Ivan's the real Reddington, or whatever else. If Ivan is like an actual family tie to Liz, he can't just be like off in the wind now like Ilya, where as soon as the Blacklist was done with them, they just like punted him off a cliff.
Well, that feels like what's happened with Mrs. French as well. It feels like her whole purpose of coming into this is to take care of Agnes.
Yeah, it's like, if this is Katerina, you guys gotta show her more than that. Like, if they just have her pop up in the series finale and be like, oh, by the way, I'm Katerina Rostova, it's gonna be like, where's the story momentum behind that?
Yeah, there's a lot of hanging threads right now, but I mean, this is the Blacklist, so, we're all here for the same ride.
Okay, here's the thing, what is the percentage chance that, like, something terrible actually happens to Agnes? Because I have it at, like, 1%.
You have it higher than me. It's at 0. They're not going to kill a kid on this show.
No, this show may do a lot of horrible, unspeakable
0
things.
out of 10. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, they're not going to kill a kid. Like, that's just... It's not going to be a thing.
No, it's not. But, could she get kidnapped? Sure. Could she be held in a little room? Yes. But, I mean, we're not going to see, like, her get killed. I don't think we're going to see guns pointed at her or anything really like that. I mean, we got to remember, this is still, like, NBC. This isn't, like, AMC or FX or something where anything goes.
Yeah, we're also talking about a really, really young performer here, and ultimately I don't think you're going to want to traumatize someone that young, even in a fictional setting, by being like, let's have some dangerous people around you threatening you.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem likely. What, to me, seems more likely is that this episode is going to finally give us more of maybe not Liz and Reddington working together, but them sort of circling and doing their own delicate dance, except instead of dancing out of the room, they're going to be kind of dancing a little bit more towards each other.
Yeah, it feels a lot like the let's kill Reddington is done. Whatever, revenge she's got in her heart, it feels like, maybe it's still there, but maybe an eye for an eye is not the way that Liz is able to deal with stuff. We saw she had an opportunity. She decided not to take it. She's unable to take it, which is good. That's where I think we all are landing in that camp. We don't want to see her do that to him. We don't want to see him do that to her. I know there's people out there that are like, Liz can go for whatever, they're over her. I am not one of those people. I think that this show has always been about Red and Liz and whatever the mystery is between them, and it still is. The show needs them, and the show is at its best when they are working together or working somewhat together. It's a really nice chemistry between these two actors. I like it much better. So feels like we're getting a little bit more of that, and I'm really enjoying that.
I'm excited about it. And, there are 5 more episodes to go this season.
That's crazy, right? We're going to have Blacklist all the way into June.
Yeah, and I don't think that's been said enough. Good on the cast and crew. So many other shows are only doing 16, 18 episodes. They're still working. They're still trying to make sure we get a full 22.
And usually June is a really sort of dead period in general for TV where there's not really a lot on. But we'll still have, I think, a little bit more Handmaid's Tale, which we're covering here. Bachelorette is going to be starting up, which we're also covering here. And there'll be more Blacklist.
Yeah, and I presume we're going to have a few episodes of Liz and Red. And I'm not a betting person, so I'm not going to bet anything. But I will still say I feel very, very confident that we are building towards a finale entitled Neville Townsend or Neville Townsend Conclusion.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I think he's number 2 on the Blacklist.
I don't. And I'm going to take an L on it because he is number 2 on the list probably. But I still think that Reddington himself is number 2. I always thought like number 1 and number 2 were going to be Liz and Reddington interchangeable of wherever they're going to be. Because if the Reddington is an imposter is actually true, then the person that is, I thought would have been his number 1 worst person on the Blacklist would be the real Raymond Reddington, because that would ruin him.
Yeah, it would ruin his whole facade, and even if he is the real Reddington, it could be sort of like an I'm my own worst enemy sort of deal. And I
agree, and I would like that even more. I think that that could be a really compelling story.
Yeah. Can we just change up some people? Like, there's some real crummy people in the top 15. Can we just, like, shove them later down the road and make Neville in there instead?
Yeah, because if Neville ends up being number 2 and Yvonne is now number 5, then there's no one really in the top anymore going into season 9.
No.
So what are we looking at for season 9?
It's going to be the Blacklist Red Shirt edition where we just have a bunch of schmoes.
Yeah, or the real Katarina is still alive and then that number will pop back up again. It'll be Katarina number,
I don't know, 3 now, 4?
Conclusion number 2. Conclusion number 5.
Can we have a conclusion to the conclusion?
That's right.
All right, well, what do you guys want to see on the Blacklist coming up? Are you intrigued by the Protean? Are you more interested about Reddington just rewriting his own list and giving people new random numbers? Let us know in the comments, and if you do like this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Also, support us by checking those links to the store on our Patreon. We'll see you here next time.